Hello, just going to check the connection and make sure we're all okay to go. So I shall be with you in a minute. Hi guys, here again for some more Tai Chi this morning. I'm in my conservatory and even though it looks nice and bright outside, it's actually a little bit chilly in here. So I've just been and got my tracksuit top on. So we'll be with you in a minute. Just wait till 10ish and then we'll get started. So good morning everybody, hope you've all had a nice bank holiday weekend. It's been lovely weather here and we're just going to get back to it nice and gently today. Going to go back to some of our original moves, so if any of my class regulars are following this then you will recognise quite a few of the movements that we are doing today, particularly for our warming up and some of our strength in our parallel and our horse stance. Very similar, the same type of movements that we do in class a lot of the time. Okay, so we'll get started. Welcome again. If you are new here, then hello and thanks for joining us. Hope you gain some benefit from trying Tai Chi. It's very relaxing. Please do keep it within your own comfort zone and listen to your own body. It's nice and gentle. Feel relaxed and tension free within your joints so that you can move but low impact. Let's not stress ourselves out too much and just get ourselves moving for the start of the day. Okay, so let's start with our warm up. Nice relaxed stance. I'll move to the back so that you can see my full body. And we're going to turn our head nice and gently to the side. Keeping it slow, keeping the movement steady, and let's turn to the other side. Chin to our chest, so we're focusing on the neck, stretching it out. And then just making sure we're not dropping our head back, we're keeping it under control, we're looking to the ceiling. looking forwards, and we're doing our ear to our shoulder. And back to centre, and let's go the other way. Again, stretching out the stress. Shoulder rolls. So like I said at the start, keeping everything within your own comfort zone. Listening to your own body. We're all different, so do please pay attention to your own body and what it's capable of doing. Today, some days you can do more than others. We're going to bend our knees and knock on the door, so this is twisting from the waist just as far as you can. Arms are swinging freely. Just twisting a little bit further each time if you can, loosening that spine. Being mindful of the position of your knees, so we want those pointing forwards in the same direction as our toes. And bringing it back to centre. Keeping our knees bent, putting our hands on our hips, and let's do our hip circles. So again, focus on a different part of the body each time. Just loosening it off, warming it up, and getting it ready for Tai Chi, for exercise. It's always good to do a warm up. Okay. Nice big inhale, let's stretch to the ceiling. Expanding the lungs and chest, really big breath in and breathing out as the arms lower. And again, and breathing out. And one more time, nice big breath in and breathing out. Fabulous. So feet hip width apart in our parallel stance to begin with. We use our Tai Chi stances as a bit of a recap for the positioning so you can practice that. But also we include some strength and stretch works so that it's more of an exercise and good for your health and well-being, as well as just practicing our Tai Chi positions. So this is parallel stance. We have our feet hip width apart. We want to think about our posture, so grounding the feet into the floor. One of our Tai Chi principles is rooting ourselves to the floor. But at the same time with our posture, think of yourself as a piece of string and we're being stretched from top to bottom. So stretching out the spine, lifting from the crown, keeping all our joints tension free, really nice and relaxed. And then the final thing is trying to keep this core area strong and the abdominals engaged. I can't get my words out today. That's never good, is it, at the start of a class? Okay, so belly button through to the spine. Really pull and keep this core area strong. Okay, so while we're here, let's regulate the breath. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale again, big breath in, as big as you can make it, and breathing out. Calming everything down. Blowing away the stress. And just calming the mind, trying to focus on those hands. Let's add a little knee bend to this. So just warming up the knees, a little small knee bend. Inhale and then exhale. So focusing on keeping it calm today and trying to develop that mind-body connection. That's where we get the relaxation. It takes a little while in Tai Chi because you do have to learn those basic moves. So stick with it and then you'll find your own flow. Holding our ball about the size of a football. We're going to turn our waist to the corner, taking our ball with us, and then we're going to turn our ball over. And then take it across with a turn of the waist to the other corner and turning it over. Following the hands. Again, if you focus on your palms, they are our energy points. They're called Gong points. And by focusing on them, we're trying to stimulate our meridians, the flow of energy, chi energy through our body. Breathing, you can inhale here and then exhale, taking it all the way across as we're breathing out. Or again, just deeper and slower breathing than we would normally. Keeping it calm. I think calm is going to be the word of the day today. And let's bring it to our centre, holding the ball. We're going to take the bottom hand and push that palm up to the ceiling. At the same time, this bottom palm pushes down to the floor. So fingers pointing forwards with this bottom hand. And if you can, fingers pointing over your head to the side with the top hand. So you get that diagonal stretch across the torso all the way up the back. And then bringing it back to our ball. So the bottom hand, it should be the other hand this time, stretching up, pushing to the ceiling, pushing down, feeling that stretch and relax. Exchanging heaven and earth. So really feel connected to the ceiling or the sky and connecting to the earth or the floor. And again. And if you feel like you can't do this as a big stretch, then just keep it within your own comfort zone. But visualize a full stretch in your head. We're going to add a little knee bend here. So visualization, a good technique to help you feel like you're really extending to the extremities, even if you can't physically do that at the moment. It really does help. Nice big stretch and bringing it down. Okay, so we're going to take our feet slightly wider than hip width so we can sink into our next position, which is called horse stance. It's just like sitting on a horse. So keeping that posture just the same, especially when we bend the knees and sink into the horse stance. Knees travel in direction of toes and then we're lifting up. Inhaling here and exhaling as we go down. Trying to keep the torso tall. Think about that posture, high to low. And controlling that knee bend. Trying to get the weight 50-50 and dead centre here as we sink. We're going to add our regulating the breath arms. Sinking down. Really feel like you're pushing into the floor. Inhale here. Visualizing our hands moving through water, so you're adding that resistance. And again. I'm going to go all the way up to the ceiling this time, nice and high, and relax all the way down into our horse stance. One more time, and on the way down. And taking it down. Side bow next. So this is one knee bent, the other knee straight. We're not going to spend much time on this today, but let's just bend our knee. Again, travelling in the direction of your toe. So good, strong thigh position. And definitely listen to your body, just bend within your own comfort zone. And bringing it in, yes, good. So that's horse stance and side bend. Excellent, we're going to move on to our bow stance next and spend a bit of time on this, one of our bread and butter movements in Tai Chi. So if we start with our feet together, we'll just recap on the position. we're turning our foot out, and then we are bringing our other foot forwards, aiming for about hip width, heel toe, and we transfer into our bow stance. So do always take a moment just to check your position. We've got our front foot facing directly forwards. The knee is pointing in the same direction as our toe. The knee is staying over the ankle. It's not coming too far forwards over that toe. So when I look down, I can still see my toe poking out in front of my knee. Keeping the posture tall. And today what I'm going to do is when we rock back the weight, I'm going to keep that toe down for one. Bring it back to your bow stance and then do a larger transfer of weight by picking that toe up and bringing it down. So I hope you can see that on screen, and taking it back, keeping the toe down and bringing it forwards into my bow stance. And then you probably can get a deeper bend because we're lifting the toe up. So alternating that. So we've got toe down, into our bow stance, and then toe up and into our bow stance. Slow and steady with this movement, thinking about that transfer of weight. Where exactly is your body weight? Make sure it's in a safe and comfortable and sensible position. And if you're mindful of that throughout your everyday activities, it does help with your balance. So toe down, and then let's do toe up. So a slightly different variation on a theme there. Let's repeat that on the other side. So feet together, we're turning that foot out, we're bringing the other foot forwards, heel toe, and we transfer into our bow stance. Let's take a second, check out the position. Good, safe position for the knee, lifting up here. And let's rock back, toe down. I nearly picked it up then. And then toe up, alternating as we go. And again, let's do that again. Toe down. And toe up. So always listening to your body. I know I keep repeating it all the time, but it's a good habit to get into. You know your body better than anybody else, and it does give you warning signs if you're pushing yourself too far, if you're bending too far, if you're stretching out too far. You know, we just want it to be gentle. We want it to be relaxed, and definitely want it to be within your own comfort zone. So not challenging yourself too far. Toe down. Let's do one more. Toe up. And then we're going to step it in. Yes, just give your legs a bit of a shake. We're going to alternate our bow stance. So turning that foot out. These are really good leg strengthening exercises with this bow stance. So we're bringing our foot and weight into that bow stance. We're going to rock back, and then we're going to step to the side, parallel stance, feet slightly turned out. We transfer the weight over. We can release this foot to do our heel toe into our bow stance. If you're getting the idea of this, because we've done this for a few sessions, then think about staying under that low ceiling if it suits, keeping it slow, steady and continuous, flowing across. And again, heel toe into your bow stance. So it starts to become a fluid movement, really good when transferring that into your Tai Chi forms. Something I'm always working on, never complete, always a work in progress. There's always something you can do better. So just enjoy the journey. Okay, great. I'm going to add some arms to that alternating bow stance, and usually I do Tai Chi for health organisation forms and also do some yang. But today I thought I'd add a sun style single whip, so completely different to yang style, but it's a nice pushing motion into that natural V shape with our palms facing out here. So really feel that push. We're following one hand. Okay, so let's just practice that. I'll just move back a bit and then you can see me. So if we start holding our ball here in front of the chest, we're going to push forwards like we're pushing through again, adding that resistance, like we've got to force our way through, and then we're following one of our hands. Palms are facing out. Focus on the palm here, but we have to eyeball the back of the hand. So try and get your mind and body connected, working as one. And then we're just going to bring it back to the ball. And then we'll go the other way with the head following that other hand. And if you notice, I've got my arms straight, but my elbow isn't locked out. So you're not feeling that snap of the joint, that tension there. It's soft, but it's straight. So again, it's not bent, but it's soft, but straight. Let's do that again. So with a little twist of the waist, we can follow that hand with the head, bringing it into the ball, and then pushing forwards and opening out and bringing it in. Shall we add that to the legs? Yep, so alternating both stance. Okay, so we are here. Let's start with our parallel stance, turning the feet out. We're holding our ball. Let's sink over to this side. We're doing a heel toe forwards. And if this foot is coming forwards, I'm actually going to look towards the opposite hand. And then I'm going to rock back. And as I step to the side, I'm going to bring those hands to hold the ball. So it's a heel toe, pushing forwards, opening out, looking at the hand. And then I'm bringing it back and stepping to the side, holding my ball. Let's go again. Really push, feel that resistance, like two magnets fighting against each other. And again, the palms are communicating, very powerful within Chinese medicine. And again, heel toe into your bow stance. And again, heel toe into your bow stance. Keeping the breathing calm. And really adding the focus. And bringing it in. Yes, I think if you can add that resistance, yeah, it really does help to work the upper body as well. You get some something into the movement more than just wafting your arms around. Okay, so let's move on to our balancing stances. So we'll start off with a little bit of empty stance, and then I'm going to do kicks and kick preparation today. So good posture here. We're turning this foot out. We're going to sink the weight into the floor, get that solid foundation, root yourself to the floor, like we've got a post all up here, ready to keep that framework for our balance secure. Keeping the hips aligned, we're tapping this foot into our empty stance. We're going to tap in and tap out. We're going to tap in and tap out. So it's called empty stance because our moving foot is empty of weight. Let's do one more. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So turning that foot out, wider base for your balance, sinking the weight here, really spreading those roots, keeping the hips aligned. Good core control here, and we're tapping in and out. And if you focus on something forwards, it does help with your balance. Find a little spot that you can look at, and it helps keep your balance. And then we're going to step to the side. Okay, so Same position here, but instead of empty stance, we're going to bring this foot into T stance. So if I look down, my feet are making a capital T shape. If that doesn't suit your knee, just stick with your empty stance. We're going to bring our hands up to cross hands, and it's the same arm as leg. If I'm kicking this foot, it's the same arm on the outside here. We're going to lift this foot, and we're going to place it on the heel, and I'm bringing my hands to exactly the same position as that single whip sun style, this natural V with the palms facing out. So I'm going to do a couple here with the head still facing forwards. So you can look at that spot and keep your focus. That will help with your balance. Let's do another. And then if you feel like you've got your balance, we're going to add the head. So we're going to look towards where we are kicking. So again, eyeballing that hand and looking towards the palm, focusing your mind on that. Okay, shall we try the other way? So good starting position, go through it bit by bit, and then you get into a good position to start. So let's lift up and heel out. So if you can, keeping this heel, placing it on the floor, empty of weight. We're tapping in, lifting up and heel out. Focusing forwards at the moment so we can get our balance. And then a progression is we're going to turn the head as we kick. Oh, we're putting the heel down at the moment. And again, lifting up and place. Let's do one more. Lifting up and place. Okay, so progressing to our Tai Chi kick. So we'll be lift and hold as if we are kicking. It doesn't have to be high. You can still stick with placing that foot on the heel. It's still a great strengthening exercise for your leg because your weight is all here in this supporting leg. It doesn't really matter whether my leg's really high or down on the floor, anywhere in between. I've got this body weight in my supporting leg. Okay, so let's go again. Good position, get your framework in place, and we're going to lift up. Let's do one to the heel, just to get ourselves centered, and then we're tapping in, we're lifting up, and let's lift and hold, and down. Tapping in, lifting up, and lift and hold, and down, and final one, lifting up, and lift and hold, and down. Yes, challenging. Shaking your legs, and let's go to the other side. So good framework here again, get that position. Okay, so we're lifting up. Let's do one to the heel. And then now we're going to lift and hold, add in the head if you can. And tapping in. Lifting up and heel out and down. And final one. And heel out and down. Yes, very good. Just give your arms and legs a bit of a shake. We'll finish off our balancing with our heel raisers. So look for those strong straight ankles, trying to avoid splaying out. Keep the posture good. Focus on something in front of you. It's a great exercise to practice while you're waiting for your kettle to boil. So we're rising up and lowering down. And some days balance, you know, it's better than others. So you just got to try and be mindful and really think about where your body weight is. It does help with your balance. All the way up, halfway down, and then we're dropping our heels. All the way up, halfway down, and a final time, all the way up, halfway down, and we drop. it's going really fast. We've already been going about 20 odd minutes already. Okay, so we are doing a little bit of weight transference today. So if you start with your feet parallel, maybe a little bit wider, and we're turning our feet out, we're just going to sway. It's like a transfer of weight from side to side. You can lift this heel up. So one knee bent, the other knee straight. Make sure your knees are travelling in the direction of your toes. So good, strong thigh position. And then we're just going to add that knocking on the door. So twisting the waist to the side that we are moving our weight to, and just adding that little sway of the arms around the body, wrapping them around. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Then we're going to stay with the same legs. We're just going to bring the hands out as if we've got a tray of food that we are just holding out here. And so the hands stretch out the same way as the leg is stretched out. You can add a little bend of the waist if you like. And again, let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to go same legs again, but this time add our painting the rainbow. So it's like we're holding a big beach ball above our head, moving the hands across. And again, you can add a big side bend if you like towards that outstretched leg, but only if it suits, and keeping it small today. So let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 from the beginning. So knocking on the door, 2, 3 and 4, holding the tray. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Final time, painting the rainbow. 2, 3 and 4. And all the way out and all the way down. Yes, good. Shaking your arms and legs. Okay, so let's just finish with a little bit of qigong. So feet parallel, let's just breathe in, stretch into the heavens. We're going to press the palms and bring them down. Let's do that again. Nice inhale, stretch into the ceiling, pressing the palms and bringing palms to heart. Inhale here, keeping the shoulders down, and exhale. Let's open out, palms to a low V, and just stretch out, opening the chest and looking towards the back corner. Going to bring the hands round, and we're just going to sink into a little knee bend. Let's do that again, over to the other shoulder. So just as far as you can, and down. Open out, and bring you back and down. One more time. Open it out. All the way up. stretching out to that low V, looking across to the back corner, and bend the other way. Finishing off with our gathering the chi and bringing it in. So chi is our energy, life force energy, and we're gathering it all up, bringing all that positive energy into our bodies. And then let's hug the tree and bring it down to rest. Excellent work, guys. I hope you followed me to the end there and you kept on going. Lots of leg strengthening today with those Tai Chi kicks and kick preparation. Do consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. Everything is free here. Just, motivate yourself to do a little bit of practice. It does really set you up for the day, I think, or it just calms you down at the end of the day, or gives you something to do in the middle of the day. So lots of reasons to get up and try a bit of Tai Chi. I do hope you've been enjoying these Tai Chi at 10 sessions. Wow, we've done about 25, 26 days now, I think, which is just amazing. And I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So let's keep going, and I shall see you again tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.